Welcome to this week's episode of the Top Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Rob, and joining with me are my friends Mike.
You know I'm a degenerate.
And Lou.
Hello, everyone. Blessings to you and your family.
Well, each week we like to start off the podcast with an icebreaker. Mike, what do you got for us this week?
I want to know how old you were when you found out the skinny about the fat man. When you learned Santa wasn't real.
Okay, because I don't think our audience would understand that.
No, you guys had the advantage of pre-knowing the question.
Oh, did you ask this question? I did not know that. Is this
I mean, you were here for the same pre-show chat that I was, but
I did not. No, it's probably when I was testing audio. But anyways, I do not know. But I got there, so I knew what you're talking about. How about you, Mike? When did you get the skinny on the fat man?
So I actually...
I'll put on record, I do not like that saying. Me, Lucian Kuzo, not a fan. Just want to put that out there. But I'm sorry. Continue.
I didn't expect it
Well, it's true. Mike, you can't be saying that, but
phrase.
Lucian and I can call him the fat man, you know.
Oh!
Shots fired?
Shots fired. I'm working on it, man.
Same.
I'm working on it.
You guys are looking good. Rob's been killing it.
Shut up. Oh, well, yeah, good job, Rob. Proud of you.
So I actually never learned about Santa Claus. My parents couldn't decide whether to tell me or not. And so they just outright said nothing. And so we'd be driving down the street in December and I'd be like, Mom, it's that guy again. And just point to somebody who had a Santa on their roof. And I just had no clue.
You didn't even put it together with the songs, at school. Well, I guess the school part, you didn't have the normal school.
Didn't go to school. I was homeschooled. I was siloing in the weirdest possible way.
I think for me it was sometime between first and third grade. I stayed up, trying to catch him in the act. Never happened. So. Mm-hmm. And then I got insomnia. So don't do that, kids. That's it. That's the reason.
That was Santa. He punished you.
Yep, he did.
That is the sins that you have to pay for. I was pretty young. I want to say I was 10, 11. I always had a idea, but I don't know. I was a pretty happy kid of getting presents, so I didn't really care where they came from. Right. But I remember hearing a creak or a sound at 12 o'clock at night, and it was my grandma who was bringing up Christmas presents from the downstairs. And that was honestly the first time I found out Santa wasn't real. Was the first time I ever heard my grandmother cuss, and she was just like, "What the?" And that was pretty fun. It was a good time.
Excellent use of the beat button. That's our first time with the short beat button.
Thank you.
You nailed it.
Well done. Oh, whoa! It just now came through as I say it didn't come through, but then.
Oh, weird.
It's
that's
delayed.
Weird.
Yeah, we'll see what
delayed beep.
All right.
Interesting.
Well, Mike, you chose the topic this week, so why don't you introduce it to our listeners?
I did. This week, I want to know what our top 5 overrated Christmas movies are. I have my 5. I didn't put them in an order because I could barely come up with 5. Because in general, I think Christmas movies are either good or bad, and most of them I feel are rated. I don't think there's too big of a disconnect in consensus. But I'm gonna go ahead and say these in what I suspect will be reverse order of outrage. So I'm gonna start with the least edgy pick and work my way up to making Jacob angry. So I'm going to start off with The Polar Express.
Oh, shoot.
Amen.
Good book. Pointless movie. I've watched it once all the way through, and I went, that was pointless. Just should read the book. It's quicker. You get done faster. Decent book.
Depending on how fast of a reader you are,
I mean, no, I guarantee.
I know.
Lou, I know you read books as a child. Maybe not a lot of them.
What's
You
the
read some.
audiobook length? Let's see.
Yeah, the movie's just it's padded out to be the length of a movie. It's needless. I don't get it. Great movie to fall asleep though if your in-laws are like, "We're going to see a movie for Christmas," and you're like, "Ugh," and then it's early, but it's Polar Express, so you just take a nap. Otherwise, needless. I don't understand why it's such a big part of so many people's Christmases.
I found the death on the Polar Express, but the Audible does not have just the Polar
You
Express.
have my attention. Tell me more.
It's by Oscar. Where's it? Oscar de Morel. The elf has been murdered. That much was evident. Christmas is only days away, and Santa is facing the greatest crisis of his career. Pinky Maryville, head of the Elves Union, has been brutally murdered. The most obvious suspect, none other than Santa himself. For years, he and Maryville have clashed over the working conditions of the North Pole's workforce. The elves work to exhaustion, issue an ultimatum in response. If Santa can't find the killer and prove his innocence before Christmas Eve, they strike, and Christmas worldwide will be ruined. The clock
Is
is
this
ticking.
on Audible?
It is. The clock is ticking, and the elf killer is on the loose. The case will push Santa to his limits.
How long is it?
It is 4 hours.
4 hours. I will have a book report for y'all next episode.
And it's 30% off right now for $6.87.
I'm not even gonna spend a credit. I'm just gonna purchase it. That's I'm excited.
Yeah. So before I made a pivot on my list, the Polar Express was my number one because even as a kid, I remember it was huge when it first came out, and I'm just like, I didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fine. Tom Hanks did his job, I suppose.
I'm not the biggest Tom Hanks guy, so like I know that carried. I feel like that gave it a bump for a lot of people, but
Yeah, I don't mind
doing
Tom
anything.
Hanks. He's good in a lot of things, but I've never been like, oh, that's a selling point for a movie.
both my mom and my wife are
Yeah.
big Tom Hanks fans, so
Do you guys know about Tom Hanks' son?
do
You guys
not.
ever? No, I think his name is Chad Hanks, but he's Jamaican.
Ooh.
He
Wait, what?
yeah, look it up. He's I can't remember his actual son's name, but he has a terrible Jamaican accent.
Okay.
It's absolutely hilarious. I want
We're
to put it
coming
on the
at you with
pod.
the good recommendations this week.
We'll
We'll have to see if we
Chet-
can find a really good
Chet
soundbite
Hanks?
from Chad Hanks.
Is
Yeah.
it Chad Hanks?
We got Colin Hanks, Chet Hanks, Truman Hanks, and
It's-
Elizabeth Ann
it's-
Hanks.
It's Chet Hanks.
Chet's not
Chet's a
much
terrible
better.
Yeah. Chad. Tomato. Yeah. Terrible accent.
I cannot speak on the book, The Polar Express itself, but movie I was not a fan.
Yeah, book's fine. It's shorter. It's the length of a kid's book. You know, you can.
Oh,
read it in
really? Okay, so yeah,
10,
it is
15
shorter.
minutes. Yeah.
The only thing that I like that came out of that, the animation is absolutely terrible. It's nightmare fuel for me. But I do love if there's a bell that doesn't make a sound, or like a bell that doesn't make a sound. I'd be like, oh, I lost my Christmas spirit. That's it for me. And that is something that I enjoyed, that I like to do by myself.
Well, Lou, what's your number 5?
My number 5, I think, is going to ruffle some feathers. I believe, comparably, it is Die Hard for children. I'm going to go with Home Alone.
Oh, we're starting out hot.
Yep. I'm not going to lie, I am a fan of Home Alone, but I think it is a crappy Christmas movie. I think those parents are god-awful parents. And I think Kevin is a terrible kid. He's a little butthole, and he needs to be punished.
Not as bad as Buzz.
I think Buzz. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, not as bad as Buzz. He's more annoying than Buzz. I mean, Buzz is just he just wants his piece. I mean, he did mess up with the pizza, which I respect. He shouldn't have done that.
And if you watch the second one, he causes mayhem at the Christmas concert.
No, I don't remember. I don't remember that part, but I do remember Donald Trump's in the second one.
It's true.
So,
For like
Second
3
annual
seconds.
Donald Trump Christmas shout out.
yeah, I think Kevin's a crappy kid. I think he's a crappy rich kid, and crappy parents.
Or is he just a rich kid, Lou? You can be honest with us. If you're
I don't
being, what's
know.
the term? Elitist?
Anti-elitist.
Yeah, are you being anti-elitist, Lou?
I just think
He pleads
he's
the
good at
fifth.
parenting, you know.
Reverse
I mean,
elitism.
Verse elitism. Yeah.
It's funny because I think that might have been on my top 2 Christmas movies last year.
Home Alone.
Yeah, It's fun that we disagree this intensely. I did just watch the Ryan George pitch meeting for Home Alone recently, and he made a lot of the same points that Lou has made. I think Lou would really enjoy that video. It's just a couple minutes long, so recommend if you need another recommendation from us. We're just full of them today. Ryan George, Home Alone pitch meeting.
Well, I mean, a Chet having an accent in your video is completely different. Mine if you want to click
that and Murder on the Polar Express.
True.
So we got two real solid suggestions already. I am confident.
If I did forget to talk about the director of Home Alone, also directed Harry Potter 1 and 2.
Really?
Which was crazy. And he directed Percy Jackson, which, some hits are
the movies or like the new TV show for Percy Jackson?
The movies.
Okay. Yeah, proven commodity. It makes sense.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
That's nice. What you got, Lou?
Rob.
I was like, oh.
You don't got anything to add to the Home Alone, Mike? I didn't know if you had any defense or anything.
No, I'm not going to defend it. He's got valid points.
Right.
I've made my points. You can go back and find my points. And
compare them. There you go. He's making you go back to the older episodes.
Compare.
It's the one where it's like, Grandma doesn't know I'm drunk in the thumbnail. You'll see Santa there. Probably one of the best thumbnails on the pod. So this list was super difficult for me. I kind of stretched out a list, but I only really felt anything about two of them, one of them being Polar Express. So I went with a different set. I kind of pivot pretty drastically here. So I'm going to have the Lou picks here. But I went back in history, and I found the highest grossing movies on Christmas Day by year. So I looked at that list. I'm pulling overrated movies from that, and then I'm also going to give them a Christmas score to see, like, how do they even consider, like, if they launched at Christmas and have nothing to do with Christmas, what's the point? That type of thing. Number 5.
Man, Nosferatu is going to be amazing.
There we go.
Recommendation number 3, 2 of which are totally blind.
Number 5, it came out in 1995. I'm going to go with Toy Story.
Whoa!
And I'm guessing this was a special re-release because the movie grossed on Christmas $2 million, and that accounted for 100% of the sales. So I'm guessing they only did like a special release on Christmas Day. But for 1995, that was the highest grossing Christmas movie on the day. And the reason I'm doing this is because
you hate Tom Hanks.
Well, maybe, but Tim Allen, I'm doing this because I think Toy Story 2 is better, and Toy Story 2 lives in Toy Story's shadow, and Toy Story 3 because everyone cried at the ending. And I just don't. I think Toy Story 2 gets a bad rap, doesn't get as much recognition as it should be.
What?
So
Toy Story 2 is like the greatest sequel of all time.
No one ever talks about Toy Story 2 though. It's always Toy Story.
Where's the bleep button? Give me
I don't know where you're hanging out with, but that is the complete opposite.
I've never heard anyone talk about Toy Story 2.
Found it. That is absolute horse.
Yeah, perfect. Good job. Sorry. I feel like we're ganging up on Robert, and I try not to do
also,
that.
Also, I'm saying I like Toy Story 2.
Like that.
I'm saying I like Toy Story 2. I just don't. I never hear anyone talk about it. Besides my wife.
I mean, comment section. Well, your wife has
Go ahead.
Special problem with that movie, but
she loves Toy Story 2.
I know, and it's a problem. Like she loves it too, like crack cocaine or heroin.
That was weird how you said that.
It was a reference to New Girl.
Okay.
But yeah, no, she watched that movie as a child to the point that her mother would mute it because Becca could just quote the movie.
And she would act it out.
She would
Is that how she got into sign language?
Ooh.
No, she didn't sign it. I guess maybe though she did just sit there silently speaking for the toys. So
Sorry. Is that
Anyways, I'm saying Toy Story 2 is better than Toy Story 1.
Like
I'm saying Toy Story 2 is better than Toy Story 1 and should be up there instead of Toy Story. That's my whole argument. So, hey, I have better. It's better than my list that I had previously. So, take what you can get.
Andrew is gonna have some things to say next time I see him. I guarantee it. This is gonna be. I guarantee you, this is gonna be up there with The Office gets better after Michael Scott leaves.
That's fine. I'm just, am I just farming engagement? Who knows? Who's to say?
Hey, honestly, I'm not mad at you.
Also, I'm gonna give this one 1 Christmas tree out of 5 for Christmas because it takes place during the summer. There's no Christmas things whatsoever. So
that I'm fine with that.
Can't argue with that.
They are toys.
It's for a birthday though. It's
True.
if it was Christmas, then 5 out of 5.
Wait, I think the movie ends on Christmas.
I don't know.
They get the dog.
Uh-oh.
Okay, 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 trees.
Oh! We saved Toy Story.
Save Toy Story. 2 out of 5 Christmas trees.
Oh my gosh.
Mike, what's your number 4?
My number 4, which gets 5 out of 5 Christmas trees. It might be the most Christmassy movie of all time, but it sucks. Sorry, Shandor. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I got no interest in this film. It's like an iconic Christmas movie. It's a huge part of people's Christmases. Why are you putting jelly in the squirt gun? It makes no sense. The movie's not that good, and it's a little unsettling.
The 1964 version?
Yes,
Okay.
the stop motion Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that played on ABC like every year of my childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I've heard of multiple men having crushes on the girl reindeer. I forgot her name.
Clarice?
I've seen this multiple times.
Were they
in
tech
different
bros?
forms.
I mean, don't get me wrong, she's cute, but like, crap.
I don't know, man. I mean,
That was a joke, by the way. I'm not into the young reindeer.
Yeah, I tried. So I thought about watching this to see if it was as bad as like Becca mentioned it for a thing, and it wasn't streaming anywhere. I'm like, I'm not gonna rent this movie just to try
No,
the dog
don't.
on it. So I thought about putting it on my list.
I got your back, Jack.
Apparently, the island of misfit toys just freaks Becca out.
Yeah, Andrew brought up a great point. We had lunch yesterday, and we were talking about this list, and he was like, oh, "Look, the Island of Misfit Toys, sure, like the train with the square wheel, manufacturer defect. The squirt gun that squirts jelly, what you putting jelly in the squirt gun for? Like this is just like user error. This isn't the squirt gun's fault."
Yeah, they're not quite the nightmare fuel she says they are. I'm looking at pictures.
You're looking at still images. They're not moving all weird. Like, I will say, the stop motion, considering that it is stop motion, impressive. Deserves its flowers. But it's just not that good of a movie. There's so many better things you could do with your time. I'd almost watch a Hallmark movie over Rudolph.
Ooh.
I would watch Christmas Touchdown before Rudolph.
Is that a football Christmas movie?
Yeah, Chiefs are teaming up with Hallmark to essentially tell the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce story.
Oh my
As a
gosh!
Hallmark movie.
Blow my brains out now. Lou, what's
I
your
can't
number
wait.
4? I don't. we
We're done. We're moving on.
I mean, my list gets real weird after my number 5. I just want to prove.
That's. I don't even know if I've seen 5 Christmas movies recently. So, in
So
the past 15
I'm gonna.
years.
I was gonna do research on this, but I didn't. So you have to do your own research if you don't know. But yeah, my number 4 is National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. Just the solely fact that I hate Chevy Chase.
Amen.
Yo, I seriously considered putting that on my list, but I also didn't want to watch it to have to dog on it. So
I was gonna do. I've seen videos of people talking about how terrible this guy is, and I'm trying to go through the internet to find it, or have our intern do it. Struggling to find it, but it is true. He ruined Community. He helped ruin Community at least.
I don't know, man. I
Him
think
and
that,
Dan Harmon both ruined.
Yeah,
Community.
I think that really was a two-way street, and he was funny on that show. Like,
But he was just
you
playing
don't like him at
himself.
first.
He was
But,
just playing himself. My favorite part was that they wrote in things to make him look bad because they knew what kind of terrible guy he was. So I mean, I'm just saying he didn't create a good environment because he was just so mean.
That's fair. That's fair. He was definitely a problem, but Joel McHale was pretty much spotless in this as far as I'm aware. Dan Harmon definitely was pushing back and pushing the guy's buttons. But
Yeah.
I'm not saying you shouldn't dislike Chevy Chase. It's nice whenever we get a negative opinion from Lou on the podcast, so I don't want to razz on you too hard for it.
I've
Oh, it's okay.
I've
Yeah.
never seen the movie, but yeah, I've just seen clips and no, Chevy Chase, no, thank you.
I do love that Joel McHale played Chevy Chase in A Futile and Useless Gesture. I think that's the name of the movie. Anyway,
Who knows? All right, my number 4 came out in 2008. It grossed 14 million, which accounted for 28% of its sales, and that is Marley and Me. It's just a modern
what?
retelling of Old Yeller. Why the hell would you release this on Christmas Day? And this one released on Christmas Day. It wasn't just it was playing during that. No, this movie, I'm not a fan of it.
Dude.
What'd you say, Lou? You big Marley and Me
Oh,
fan?
this movie just the first time this movie made me cry as a kid. I will
Put
say.
down the dog at the end. Old Yeller's
Yeah,
better. Go watch that.
I don't know what is up with you and watching old films, Robert. What are
Dude,
you like a?
that's all I had back in the day. All I had was, Swiss Family Robinson, Old Yeller. I'm going to give this one 2 out of 5 Christmas trees because I do believe there's... It encompasses like 13 years, I believe. I looked it up because I thought the dog was like 20 years old, but no, it's just 13. I do believe it does have some Christmas scenes, and so I'll give it 2 out of 5 2 out of 5 Christmas trees. But it's a terrible Christmas movie to release. It's like, oh, let's go have fun on Christmas. Oh my gosh, this dog is getting put down. All right.
yeah, I never saw it. Never had any interest in seeing it. Knowing that it's just worse, Old Yeller does not help things.
Yeah, I mean, I was a kid, so I have no idea.
Yeah, and also to be fair, I haven't watched Old Yeller since I was a kid. So
I'll tell you what, it's been a minute, but if I had to watch an old movie, it'd be The Robe. But Old Yeller would be a close second. Casablanca.
Casablanca's good.
I gotta
That one's
watch
good.
Casablanca. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Just
Dude, it was not what I expected. I expected a castle. I was wrong.
Casablanca.
And some queso. Casablanca.
He says queso blanco.
Casablanca. Parody idea. I don't think we can make that movie. Mike, what's your number 3?
My number 3, this is where it gets good, is A Christmas Story.
That was gonna be on my list.
There
too.
are...
That was gonna be on my list.
All right. We're on sync tonight, boys. Lou, have you ever seen this one?
Strongly disagree. Yeah, I was gonna strongly disagree. I had to make
Okay.
sure. Yeah, but you can go. Keep going.
I'll go first, and then I'd love to hear your rebuttal. I'm not going to say it doesn't have great moments. The tongue on the pole, hilarious. Punching the bully out, great moment. The leg lamp, iconic. I'm almost talking myself out of this pick.
Oh, so the whole
he's-
movie, huh? The Chinese time, when they did the Chinese, when he actually shoot his eye out. Wow, I really like this movie.
The Chinese thing is like
It's super racist.
how
but
you say
So cringe.
dated.
it's super dated, yeah.
Like, I guarantee you somebody called at least 2 of those actors yellow at some point during that scene.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Like, that was rough. But overall, man, like, it's good. But this is a case of I like the movie well enough. But if it's a 9, people still call it a 10. That kind of overrated. I don't think it's as good as we say it is. I don't think it holds up quite as well as we remember it. I enjoy it. I wouldn't hate watching it. But
See, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10.
I think it's palatable.
So I've only seen this one time, and it was when Becca and I were at Michael's house, and we put it on there for because it was Christmas season, and I didn't think it was all that great. Like the iconic scenes, like the shooting your eye out and sticking your tongue to a pole, like I got some chuckles out of that, but I didn't think the whole leg lamp was all that good. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it was the 40s, so all the guys were like, "Oh, woo, you see that thigh?" And everyone just, "Ooh." I don't know. Put it in the window for his homies, if you catch my drift, so they can.
it's a major award. Don't get me wrong. It's a good movie. It's just overrated.
Lou, what's
Also,
your...
the sequel, not as bad as
There's a
people would
sequel?
lead you to. Yeah,
I
it's
think
actually.
you've said it. You've said this before.
Yeah, well,
Or
I stand by it. It's
I
not
think.
good, don't get me wrong, but it is nowhere near as bad as you would expect it. You'd expect like a total cash grab, lousy movie. It actually kind of tugged at my heartstrings by the end. Yeah, sorry to cut you off. Killing the flow. Go for it, Lou.
Oh no, I think it's just a palatable. I think if I had to watch any old movie right now, this would probably be one of the
The
older
Robe.
movies I watch. What is The Robe?
It's so it's this movie we had on DVD when DVD like first came out. Um, and it's the story of this random Roman centurion who ends up being the one who wins the robe of Jesus Christ after the crucifixion and is driven crazy wearing this robe and eventually like leaves Rome to like go find Jesus because he needs to be healed of the crazy that came of winning his robe.
I thought you were saying The Rope, so I thought you were taking a much darker turn for.
Oh, oh. I would rather watch The Rope.
That's what I'm like. I thought you were saying I'd rather take The Rope. I'm like, all right, Mike, we're getting dark on this Christmas podcast, but I mean,
Yeah, and then you said like I'm gonna shoot my brains out, and I was like, this is guys, it's Christmas season, guys. Calm down.
what's your number 3, Lou?
My number 3 is a movie called Love Actually. Uh, there's such a star-studded cast that I was like, oh, this should be good. It's Liam Neeson from Taken, Alan Rickman from Die Hard, and Harry Potter. Some might say.
There
I
you go.
don't know.
Say,
And,
Robin Hood, Prince of
most
Thieves.
famously, Quigley Down Under.
Or Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. We got Andrew Lincoln from from Walking Dead. We got Martin Freeman from the what's the I Spy guy? What's the I Spy guy?
What?
The I Spy guy. The guy that does I Spy. Is
Steve
Sherlock
Carell
Holmes.
did it, right?
Sherlock Holmes. And he was in The Hobbit.
Ah,
That's it. That's all I got, guys. I'm sorry.
so you just don't? You think it's a bad movie?
I think it's not a good movie and too big of a cast that's pretty good for it to be a stupid movie.
I'm so sorry. Which movie?
Love Actually.
Love Actually.
Yeah, okay. I've never seen it, so
Same.
yeah. But I agree. Sounds stupid.
It's stupid.
Bad movie.
Christmas is stupid. Cookies
Oh
are
yeah,
stupid.
everything sucks.
Everything sucks. Top 5 suck. Mr. Bean, good. Pirates of the Caribbean, good. Die Hard. We'll see.
I think we're gonna get the Die Hard.
Stay tuned,
going
folks.
here. Maybe. Let's see. My number
See?
3 came out in 2019. It grossed 32 million, accounting for 41% of their total gross sales. And all I gotta say is my dog's dumps rivals the amount of logical thinking in this movie. It is Star Wars Episode 9: The Rise of Skywalker. And
I was waiting for a Star Wars movie to hit this list.
yep, and I will save you from rehashing this brain dead story, but if you want a comedic rendition, and I had this in my notes, second time he's getting dropped here, but I'd highly recommend going and watch the Rise of Skywalker pitch meeting by Screen Rant, because it just shows how idiotic this movie really is, and it's just like, oh, we just happened to be standing in the exact same spot in this like 3-mile radius that I needed to be. Barely an inconvenience, and just the MacGuffins out the wazoo, and oh my gosh, it is so bad. They made Rey a Palpatine. What the heck? This movie sucked, and it's also not a good Christmas movie. I'm pretty sure most of it happens in the desert and on Endor, so not even any snow. 1 Christmas tree out of 5.
I thought it was a good plot twist. And it solid.
Let's get rid of all the Skywalkers and have the lone hero be Palpatine, the mastermind of the whole series, since we brought him back for no reason.
Is that the one where Skywalker is there but not there, and he does his like cute little thing?
It's because he's dead out in that one. Luke is.
Yeah, that was cute. Yeah. I'm gonna kill you. No, I had fun.
Well, we've been through how you feel about the Disney trilogy, Lou. So I am glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I wish I could, but I cannot.
I really do. I really do wish.
Actually, no, I don't. But I'm glad you enjoy it. Mike, what's your number 2?
I'm having a really hard time picking between the last two, but we're gonna go with a movie series that you can find on Max right now under Christmas movies. Why the heck is Harry Potter considered a Christmas movie?
Because Christmas.
No,
It is
no.
Christmas. It is Christmas, yeah.
Yeah.
It
He gets the
takes
sweaters.
place over the span of a whole year. It is not a Christmas movie. Christmas is a plot point that briefly happens in Harry Potter movies. It is absolutely absurd that Harry Potter is considered a Christmas movie. I love Harry Potter. We can talk about my opinions of the movies themselves some other time. But as Christmas movies, this is lunacy. These are not Christmas movies. They do not deserve to be in the Christmas movie section. It's outrageous. Also, the movies suck.
But the mirror, Christmas.
Oh yes, I forgot. All
It's-
mirrors make a Christmas movie.
It's
My
Christmas,
other
Harry.
favorite Christmas
Well, if
movie,
it wasn't-
Snow White.
If it wasn't for Christmas, he wouldn't have found the mirror, because he wouldn't have been walking around Hogwarts. Christmas beat Voldemort, Mike.
First of all, they didn't need to do that entire setup. The entire first movie is just Voldemort seeing what Albus Dumbledore seeing what Harry Potter's made of. He didn't save nothing in that first movie. Christmas didn't stop Voldemort. I don't actually have a second of all.
It's a very Scrooge.
I don't know.
wave.
In all seriousness, though, what do you guys think of them being Christmas movies? I don't
No.
get it.
Oh, all of them Christmas movies?
Yeah, like the first one, fine.
No.
I understand. I still would rather watch it, or if I had to watch them, I'd rather watch them around Halloween.
I remember what movies even show Christmas? I don't even think what other plots. Is the second movie? Did they even have Christmas? I thought it was
That's
just
why
the first
I
one.
don't know. It's in all the books, but doesn't mean it's in all the movies.
Yeah, 'cause I don't even think they do Christmas, or it's just an offhanded line. So no, I mean I agree they shouldn't be Christmas movies, but that is wild. Lou, what do you got for us?
My number 2, or how I feel about?
Either or.
My number 2, I think, my number 2 is 8 Crazy Nights. It is oh my gosh, I can't think of the word, animation. It is a animation movie? Animated movie? There we go. It's an animated movie by Adam Sandler. And yeah, it kind of creeped me out as a kid. A lot of poop jokes. I didn't know Adam Sandler. This is when I started figuring out Adam Sandler was a Jew. It has nothing to do with how I feel about it. Maybe scratch that.
Anti-Semitic drops. Give me a minute.
I appreciate the Jewish culture quite a bit. It set us up as Christians. It feels nice to have a superhero in our religion, though.
Out of
But they have
curiosity,
Moses.
Lou, how do you feel about
they
the
do have
current
Moses.
crisis in the
Oh
Middle
my
East?
gosh, that'd be insane if I made a comment on that. I would rather get curb stomped.
So besides the poop jokes, what else is in this movie? I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's just the alcohol Adam Sandler, who I think he was a hockey player, maybe.
Oh, Happy
and then
Gilmore.
he becomes a friend. He becomes befriended by an old man who has seizures. Who, when he takes his shirt off, he looks like a yeti.
What?
Oh, it might be basketball. I'm not 100% sure. But then at the end, he gets the girl, and he's a good Jewish boy. But yeah, just really weird. Just like in every Adam Sandler, early Adam Sandler, just kind of in animation.
I didn't even know he made animated movies. So has he made more?
Nope, I think this is the only one. But it kind of freaked me out as a kid. Came out in 2002. I don't know how I got to watch it. My parents did not.
Probably oh, it's a cartoon. Put it on there.
No, I don't think they were dumb in that way. I just generally think they were too high to care. But yep, that's it. That's for me.
You've done a good enough job convincing me that I will forever just take your word on it because I don't want to watch this movie.
Yeah, I mean, watch the trailer of it, and you'll get the vibe.
There you go. There you go.
What is it called again? 8 what?
Crazy
Eight
Nights.
Crazy Nights.
Let's look up this animation. Oh my, that is that like.
You ever see Four Christmases?
Nope.
That's pretty good.
I recognize those old dudes. Is it just it's basketball? All right. I just feel like I've seen that old dude somewhere, but he looks like your classic animated older person.
Yeah. Yep. They just make fun of how old he is and just like really low jokes. I just feel like he just wanted to cross out a list, and this is like a list he could cross off.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my number 2 came out in 2013. It grossed $9 million, accounting for 12% of its sales. And it's one of those movies where it's just like, why? And it's The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. This movie should have been, this whole trilogy should have been 2 movies. And there are so many needless additions that were added to spread out this 2-movie story over 3 movies. And while I could say that An Unexpected Journey was a bad adaptation but a fun movie, I cannot say this for this movie or The Battle of the Five Armies. And again, I don't think there's any snow whatsoever. 1 Christmas tree out of 5. Why don't they release Christmas movies on Christmas?
There's pine trees though, right?
I mean, they go to the Mirkwood Forest.
There's got to be pine trees.
So yeah, there's probably pine trees. I don't remember, dog. I saw it once. That was too much for me. I would love. One thing I would love to do is get my mother-in-law to do a reaction for all 3 movies. That would be.
I
That
don't know
would
if
be
you could.
internet
I
cinema.
genuinely don't think you could get her to do it.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, she wouldn't. If I said like, "Hey, I'll pay you $20," she wouldn't care.
I don't know. We'll have to ask her sometime. Honestly, just the reaction of you asking her that question would be, I'd pay to see that.
Do you think she can make it through the first movie?
Dude, if you were like, this is what I want for Christmas this year,
There you go. That might get it.
maybe the first movie.
It's be 3 years in the making.
Oh my gosh. I've made my feelings on Lord of the Rings books versus movies pretty clear on this channel. As a fun twist though, I love The Hobbit and I hate the Hobbit movies.
Yeah. Do you think it should have been 1 movie or 2 movies? Obviously not 3 movies.
2 movies make sense to me.
Mhm.
Part of the trouble is The Hobbit doesn't have a lot of traditional character growth outside of Bilbo.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much all the characters are static except Thorin, who really is not super like well developed so much as like he's the same, he's dying on crap, he realizes he made a mistake.
Yep.
He like ultimately I think he like for the times, that might have been like okay storytelling, but it doesn't translate super well to modern cinema in that sense, right? Because people want to see these characters develop, you want to get to know these characters, and you really barely get to know the dwarves. Also, there's too many dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love that book, but like I couldn't tell you anything about any of them. I know one of them is a heftier boy, and I believe that one is the one that's nice to Bilbo, but that's all I got.
Shout out to Bomber.
They all blend into each other a little bit, which is fine for the book. I don't mind it in the book, but in the movie, you want them to be distinct a little bit, but I just don't know that you can do that without making a bunch of stuff up, and then you start running into purist problems, and I wouldn't have touched it if it was me, but
hey, the Riddles in the Dark though. Fantastic scene. They nailed that one.
Yeah. You have to nail one scene.
Yeah. Lou, are you going to come and say you like the Hobbit trilogy?
I cannot get into any type of Lord of the Rings. It's not my jam.
Have you ever tried Return of the King on the GameCube though?
I'm a big fan.
There we go.
That's
go.
I'm sorry. You literally checkmated me. Yes, that game.
They put their shin in that game, man. Like,
got their ankles in it.
Robert, get him. What's going on here?
We're just moving up the leg. It's just moving up the
They
Shin?
broke right through the plate all the way up to their shin, lower knee area.
Oh, shin. I thought he said another word.
Get your
Yes.
head out of the gutter, Lou. Come on.
Ah, yes. Get your head out of the sewer. That's what you should have said. Because I thought he said. Sorry.
Watch your profanity.
Watch your profanity. I love that. Shout out to that black man. I hope he's doing well.
Oh, you thought he said.
It's stupid.
Hey, gotta have fun with it somehow. Well, number ones.
Number ones. This one's just for you, Jacob. As a Christmas movie, which we could argue whether or not it is, but as a Christmas movie, Die Hard is overrated. It's good. I don't understand. It's not watch every year good. I like it. It's excellent for what it is. But that's really all there is to it. Also, there's the argument that it's just a character running around a character hiding from Alan Rickman, so it's really kind of a Harry Potter movie. Yeah, like
pretty
multiple. Cool. Yeah, like just at the end of the day, this is a classic case of overrated. It's not as good as we say it is, especially for the weird placement in culture that it has found itself in. Love Die Hard, yippee-ki-yay, mother, Father Christmas, but sorry, can't abide.
The dude does not abide. I was gonna put this on my list, mostly just because I am tired of people thinking they're being some great contrarian for saying they like Die Hard as a Christmas movie. This isn't 2014 anymore. It's no longer edgy to like Christmas, like Die Hard as a Christmas movie. Just move on. Like, sure, that can be your favorite Christmas movie. I don't care, but I'm tired of people. Like, it's almost like that's their identity. Is they are.
Well,
a
it's
Die
almost
Hard
gone
Christmas
full
movie.
circle. Like it's not like cool to like hate on Die Hard as a Christmas movie anymore. Like it's just like I'm tired of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I don't. I think as a Christmas movie, overrated. Also, it's gonna look really good to have Nakatomi Tower on the thumbnail. So, kind of had to do it.
Ooh, nice. That's a good idea.
You making the thumbnail? You can make it. I'll let you do it. You got this week's Mike.
I'll throw something together. I'll see what I come up with. It might just be a picture of Rob shooting Tom Hanks repeatedly in the stomach, though.
Sure that clicks. Lou, what's
with
your
the jelly-filled squirt gun?
There you go, with the jelly-filled squirt gun.
Ah.
Can't demonetize us, YouTube. Jelly, and we don't make money.
Bam. Can't take money we don't make.
Wait, we don't make any money off of this?
Not yet. Probably not
I've
ever.
been waiting on that check.
Oh, it's in the mail. Don't worry.
You're gonna be wait, just like your hand, just like your hand's in the mail. So was the check. Deep cut.
Dude, this is your story.
This is your thing. You lied to my mother-in-law that you sent the dimensions of your hand in the mail so she could make you some gloves.
And then didn't because I felt real guilty. Every time I see,
because you said dick in her home.
it's yeah.
We might have to do a greatest hits episode where we go back and just like retread some of the
I've
better
thought
stories.
of it, but let us know down below. What are your favorite top podcast stories? Because I thought about putting out a greatest hits. I just didn't know where to start.
Yeah, I like to be on record to say Mike's family creates weird emotions in me. It's not.
I'm okay with that.
Almost every day, almost every time I see
almost
them,
every day.
almost every day I think about them and I get real weird.
He wakes up and just thinks about my dad being like, oh, "It's Lou from the Top Podcast."
And I'm so buff.
I'm so buff. Blind sweats.
It's not actually played out loud, but in Lou's head, it is the other male voice in his bedroom.
That's good. Now that was a funny.
What's your number one, Lou?
I want that sound drop so bad.
My number one. I think this also freaked me out. I already said something else freaked me out as a kid, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Adam Sandler.
Yes. The top one that always freaked me out as a kid, that was my mother's favorite movie, is The Nightmare Before Christmas. Freaked me out as a kid. Didn't
Lou
like
is
it.
bringing the heat with the movies I haven't seen, but but seriously considered.
Not a fan. I am not a fan. I did not know that the director of this also made Coraline.
Yeah, Tim.
Which
Well, no, because it's Tim Burton for Nightmare Before Christmas, right?
no, he is the
Okay.
producer. It's his
Oh.
story.
Because my wife is one of her favorite movies is Coraline, and she will. If I said I thought it was a Tim Burton movie once, and I got read the riot act. I got read the rights.
Not yet. Not a Tim Burton movie.
Nope.
But yeah, it seems like me and your wife have very similar taste in media, which I find very interesting. But yeah, The Nightmare Before Christmas freaked me out as a kid. I could not stand this level in Kingdom Hearts. I had to look up a tutorial because I literally got lost. I could not find who to beat. So all that together, not a fan.
That's the only reason is because no.
It freaked me out as a kid, and I hated the level in Kingdom Hearts. Yes, sue me or fight me.
Hey man, I strongly suspect it's overrated.
What
Although
about
Jack
Kingdom Hearts 2?
Skellington-
I never got to Kingdom
Yes.
Hearts 2. I heard it was good though.
It's fantastic.
Okay. Yeah, no, something about me is that I will get lost in a video game. It is something that it just always happens to me. But yeah, nevertheless, don't like it.
Do you guys want to peek into my soul? Do you want me to spread the butt cheeks to my emotions?
Oh
Sure.
my gosh. Yeah, go for it.
As long
I
as
was
you
gonna
go
wait-
too deep, I got too deep that time, so you know.
I just like Lou said that, and I was just like, I wanted to spend years of my life learning to code and develop a game that halfway through just exists to get Lou lost, and then be like, "Hey Lou, will you beta test this game for me?"
It's like, I can't
So you
freaking
can't look
find
it up.
No, and I can't look it up because nobody else has played it. I get so mad.
Not gonna do it. Not worth it. But like, that was legitimately that came to mind immediately. He said that. I was like, "Oh, it'd be fun."
That's why I love Boulder's Gate because I never got lost. 'Cause the map is so good.
Mm-hmm. Have you gotten lost in Valheim yet?
So many times.
That's the point of Valheim. I felt
Kind
like
of, yeah.
yeah.
I swear, dude. I don't know how they do it. I usually have a good sense of direction in games. I never know what way's up in Valheim. I'm always lost.
Yeah, it felt good killing my first troll, but
Dude, yeah.
that was
Mm.
nice.
Those blue butt cheeks, they'll get you.
Don't you mean those blue butterfly cheeks?
Yeah, blue butterfly.
Telling you, if you're not on the server, you got to get on there now
Yep,
because
join
it's
our
getting real
Discord.
confusing.
Join our Discord. We'll get you right to the Iron Age. So my number one, talked about it many times. I don't know how Lou feels about this movie, but he likes the sequel.
It's a Wonderful Life.
No, it doesn't have a sequel. It grossed 27.5 million, accounting for 48% of its total gross sales, and it is The Last Jedi. Now we've talked about The Rise of Skywalker. Don't know about The Last Jedi. So what?
It just seems like you're talking about the same thing at this point.
Yeah, you're really pushing the unwritten rule here, man.
Yeah. It's the same.
No, this one's different. It's not as just because it's a crap story. It's because this one legit destroyed my childhood. That's all. And then they.
Same series.
It is literally the same. It's like, yeah.
Hey man, I've seen like 3 Christmas movies. What do you want from me?
3 days later.
So, Last Jedi.
Yeah, let's try.
You guys good? You get it all
Yeah.
out? Doesn't sound
Yeah.
like it.
No.
Okay, you forced that one though.
Yeah. It not a good movie. I think what it did, it would have been good by its own, but because it was in the middle of an already very loosely plotted out movie, it just took everything from the first movie and threw it out the window and just dumped on Star Wars. And then society or Hollywood tried to gaslight it into everyone thinking it was a good movie. And now people have kind of come around to like, hey, no, it wasn't a very good movie. So I was going to go talk more about the gaslighting in society, but, hey. We can,
Sorry,
move
I
on
had to
from that.
mute and just laughed through everything
Yep.
you just said.
Yep.
I did not mute, and I heard it, and I respect it because you're one
The
of my best
gaslight
friends.
thing is solid. That is a different point. It's a good different
I
angle.
thought-
Is
I
this
was
the
gonna-
reason you don't like Glass Onion?
I never saw Glass Onion. I didn't see it originally when it came out because I was kind of mad at the director, but I haven't seen Glass Onion.
Just give it a watch. It's a good time.
That's what I've heard.
low key, I wouldn't mind watching it for Christmas, even though it's not a Christmas movie.
So yes, I did have a thing about the whole gaslighting thing, but no, that's okay. That's okay.
That's a classic Star Wars tactic too, though, isn't it? Didn't they try and convince us that the new show was good, The Acolyte?
Well, okay, it's a Disney tactic, I should say.
Yeah. Sorry, so it's a new Disney new Star Wars
Yeah.
hand in hand.
All right, what are we talking about next week? We got want to do some food things, Christmas food?
Yeah, I think that was what we agreed on. If everybody's good with that.
Top 5 Christmas foods.
Top 5 Christmas foods, sides, main course, dessert, appetizers, drinks.
I can actually talk about foods, so you know.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah, we'll get Cody.
He's like, usually, it's so funny when he was like, yeah, as a chef, we try not to talk about I was like, oh, well, thanks for being on the pod.
It was very nice of him.
As long as he actually sits close to the mic this time.
Yeah, I'd bust out a second mic and be like, we're doing this right.
Yeah. All right. Well, as Mike said, join our Discord to play some Valheim with us. The server's still going, and it's a fun grind. And we usually hop on once or twice a week. Just get a bunch of people playing. It's a great time. If you guys are watching on YouTube, give us a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what Christmas movies you think are overrated. Does Die Hard count as a Christmas movie? Does Home Alone count as a Christmas movie? Is the more the question less asked. And if you're watching on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star review, leave a comment down below. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll catch you next time.
And maybe we'll make. What do you guys think of making a Patreon just for people who want to hear my book report on Murder on the Polar Express?
I don't think we'd get any subscribers.
I don't.
We can also sell our feet pics there.
Oh boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you take out your blue milk for your Santa Claus, and yeah, may the force be with you.